Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, my beautiful lovelies, my royalty. How are you doing? Okay, let's grab some petty, boiling, or freezing cold tea and let's begin. And stay bundled up. It's like, if you're in the southern states, you're probably good. But in these northern states, Mother Nature is not playing. Yeah, she's making sure. She's like, It's like, I hope you have a good jacket. I hope you have some gloves and a scarf. And it's like, I hope everyone is housed and sheltered. And like, I hope they have food in their stomach. They're hydrated, moisturized, and, all of the things that so many people take advantage of or they don't appreciate, and or some of these people, like that toast lady, it's like, yeah, they stop caring if others are like taken care of or if they are without need, because wanting and needing are two different things, and so many people within this country do not understand the reality of the unfairness and the depth within the bigotry and the hatred of people who are not like their cookie cutter selves. Because when this country was created, they had a cookie cutter like figure in mind: white male. All of the laws were created for white males, not even for the white women. The white women don't even understand. They brought them over because they needed them. They need to have babies. I don't know if they might have had their back in the day type of Tinder instead of the Underground Railroad. Might have been, let's see, the run through forest. You never know. You never know. But okay, on another note, yeah, I'm gonna bring that up a few times because it's like a lot of these Caucasian, like, colonizing women voted for this man, and now some of them are like, I'm so shocked, I didn't vote for this. Yes, you didn't pay attention to the history books, or you read or listened to that Prager University crap and you believed it. You were like, okay, yeah, only take this personally if you actually believe the garbage on Prager University, if you are really that stupid and dumb. Okay? Because if you actually believe all of the nonsense in there, you are ridiculous. You need to read some books. You need to go to the library. You need to go and even be a guest and take some college classes. And not at one of, like, I know some of the Republicans are trying to take over some of the universities. No, it's like, go to a university where someone is, better believe it, whoa. Yeah, that's probably scared some of you. Whoa. Yeah, do that. Because if you do not realize how this country was made and created for the white man, specifically for the white man, they only needed the women so that they could cook and clean and make their babies. Exactly what they're trying to turn this country back into. Exactly what they're trying to turn this country back into. And they want them young. They want them young and fertile. Yeah, it's like, because the Heritage Foundation, I'm hearing things. I'm trying to find the evidence to back up all the things that I'm hearing other people say about the Heritage Foundation and things. But it's like, then, I don't know, like Mothers of Liberties, they're trying to shut up authors who tell the truth and who say their perspective and have characters that are not of the white man. And sometimes have the villains are of the white man. They can't stand that. They don't want that. But when this country was built, it was for them specifically. And now that we have even the thought of someone trying to say reverse racism, but then for years and decades they wanted to, like, oh no, we don't have racism. But now you're saying we have reverse racism. So if we didn't have racism, how can you say we have reverse racism? And if you guys kept putting down black women, saying black women are not capable of thinking and all of this other garbage. But it's like you said, but then it's like if they get a job or if they try to run for office and everything like that, you say so many derogatory, racist, awful, terrible, bigoted, sexist thing. But oh no, you're not racist. But then if it's the cookie cutter version of like who tried to take over, who did conquer and take over this country, they did a very tacky, awful, inhumane job of it. But yeah, they did that. If they get refused a job, oh my gosh, how dare you? But okay, okay, let's take it back, take it back, take it back. Because when they took over this country again, they all of the laws, everything was shaped for the cookie cutter. And then the cookie cutter wannabe women, yeah, they don't remember when they had to fight to vote. And then they asked the black women for their help. But once they got that vote, they're like, oh yeah, skip you. But then they don't realize throughout history, black women learned that we have to be very guarded with you guys. We have to be very careful because the white women, oh, they don't care. But like a majority, like okay, this only hurts if I'm talking about you. If you took offense to this, you know I'm talking exactly about you, and you know that whenever you can, you use us. Yeah, you take advantage of us. You figure out a way for us to do the work and you to take the credit. You do not know how many times that has happened. That's happened with me so many times. I've told you even about my that college project back in communications 101 or 102, I forgot which one it was. But the whole group, I did the assignment for the entire group, the final. I think it was worth like 20 or 25% of our grade. Yeah. And there's been so many other examples, but that one right there, go listen to the episode. But I learned a lot, especially like the cookie cutter ladies or the wannabe cookie cutter ladies in the group. Oh, I didn't have time. I had other assignments. I had other finals. I did too. I did too. So when you don't answer your phone and you ignore me and you basically make me have to do the entire project because I want to have a passing grade in this class, and it's like you don't want to put the effort, but basically I worked for like, and yes, I worked for my grade too, but don't enslave me into your your plans. I mean, they tricked me. They enslaved me into like allowing them to get the high grade too. I'm the reason they ended up with that grade because they did nothing. And it's happened even with different jobs. I would have the ideas and everything like that. Next thing you know, she would go up to the person at the special candy and alcohol testing facility and basically say my ideas, but in a very poor, like like in a way where it's just like that wasn't exactly it, but yeah, you stole my idea. And then they try to give her all the credit for it, even though it's just like, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, cookie wannabe. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna say cookie cutter, but we all know they're wannabe because they all like you voted for a man who said he likes to grab women by the private parts. He said it. And then you guys, like some of you guys, oh yeah, he cheated on his wives, but not all of them, even though it was all of them. Even though it was all of them. There's accusations that he harmed one of like mm. Supposedly he slept with a adult film star, but I don't believe that. And well, it's like his wife, he was like she just gave birth, so he didn't have anywhere to go. Okay, so ladies, you voted for a man, but now some of you ladies are upset all of a sudden. And on top of that, like okay, just picture if your man acted just like the orange man, would you be happy? Why would you vote for somebody to run this country and run the White House when if that person was in your house, you would probably kick them out. You would probably divorce them. Why would you do that? You can't trust him. You might be in harm of him. If you had a daughter by him, you probably hide her or allow her to go over to the auntie's uncle's house all the time in order to stay safe. Why would you do that? But yet you voted him in. You knew exactly what you voted for. So any of these women who try to tell me, I didn't vote for be quiet. Stop lying. You voted for this. And for some, oh, I wanted to make sure I could afford cheese or my coffee or my. Well, we've been fighting, Democrats have been fighting for higher minimum wage and for free daycare and so many other things. But then you guys, that's socialism. Mm. Or if you can't afford it, don't have them. But then you're pro-life. You're not pro-choice, you're pro-life. Right? And if you're pro-life, then you know how babies are made. And a lot of these men, they're not going to have it if a woman's like, well, I need to make sure I don't have any kids, so I need to make sure we don't. And then some of you guys are against birth control and things like that to make sure it doesn't happen in the first place. Because you say if you do that, then you have to be ready. Right? Right? But okay, let's go back. I'm sorry, it's so layered and everything, but so they brought the women over so that they could continue and to create their and populate this country and the takeover. But then a lot of these cookie cutter people have the nerve to say they are the natives. When if you are native, why did you have to eliminate and sicken millions of Native Americans that were here in order, and then also like force them off of the land and also brainwash them and like force the kids to be at the schools? Yeah, Canada did the part of that part too. Yeah, Canada did that part too. Yeah, oops. Yeah. Anyway, anyway. But yeah, America took it to a whole different level. And yeah, Canada just paid attention to part of it. But yeah, sometimes it's really annoying when you guys say that you are the native people and then when the history is mentioned and explained in different posts, like I know you guys, you knew what you voted for, you loved what you voted for, this is what you wanted to happen, but you don't want people to know that, so you now you want to hide it. Because when you brag on Facebook saying that you conquered this land, you took over this land, don't say we stole it, we conquered. Don't say we stole. It's like they didn't know what to do with this land. They were doing nothing. They were like, yeah. But then they want to say they're Christians. They want to brag about the conquering of a land and eliminating people, sickening people, and then dehumanizing people. And I didn't even get to the slave part though, because that was just round one. But it's like, with what's going on today, they knew what they voted for. They voted for exactly what they wanted, but they don't want to show face of it. They don't want to admit it because that's just going to make them look bad. Because before the election, they were proud of it. They stood tall, 2 feet just grounded on their decision to vote for that orange man. But now they're seeing some of the things backfiring in a way that will make them look bad. This is what they wanted, but it's making them look bad. A lot of them are behind the doors racist. So it's like they didn't know it was going to be this obvious. They didn't know that everybody was like, they thought maybe people might take different turns. My turn to be racist. Okay, I'm done. Okay, my turn. Like, no, it's like they totally different atmosphere. They didn't expect all of the racism out at one time. They didn't know that so many people were like drooling for the thought of them being able to be their hateful, awful, terrible, just dehumanizing selves, right? But then also, when they brought the slaves over, a lot of these cookie cutters keep saying that they built this land. Now, you forced other people to build it because you were too lazy and you knew how much hard work and dedication and thought it was going to take. So instead, you forced other people. And now I'm hearing how one of the scientific medical institutions or whatever are now going back into history, and they're going to be doing their medical tests on Black people, Africans. I believe it's like they're going to Africa. I'll put the link in the video and everything. But we're repeating history in so many ways. We're being awful, terrible people in so many ways. Trying to take over Greenland and already taking and stealing presidents from other nations. And yes, for that country, they're celebrating because that person is an awful person. But when one awful person takes another awful person, and also when he says it, he did it for the money, he did it for the oil. Now some people are like, oh no, well, he did it for peace and for the, don't let, no, come on now. How much money did he pocket personally? How many tariffs that, like, because now he's threatening countries for tariffs, which we have to, like, he's punishing his own people if other countries don't follow his commands. Like, the only thing he has are tariffs. The only, like, he doesn't have a good imagination. He doesn't have, like, a lot of past presidents went to law school, or with their education they learned quite a lot about options and a lot of the history and things that other presidents have done that might be able to work for the future, or things that didn't work, so that to make sure you don't go back in the past and things like that. This orange man, I don't think he paid attention, but we have to remember he told the colleges they better not show his grades, right? Right. So we got to look into the history, because even now they're trying to interfere with our studies. And as a Black woman, as a Black person and a woman, I had to fight my ancestors. And what, like, I don't know, it's like I feel like I had to fight to get my education in honor of my ancestors who helped me be able to fight to get my education. And when I say fight, I mean working my 2 or 3 jobs, getting into the car during my lunch breaks, doing my homework, making sure I finish, and so that I can make sure to tell my future, my family members, I did it, you can do it too. Making sure they know the importance of education, because for Blacks and women, they didn't want us to. Education equals freedom equals power. And the cookie cutters wanted all of it. They wanted all the freedom and all the power. That's one reason why they're slowly trying to take it away from us. It's like when they first got us off of the ships, my ancestors, from slavery. The slave owners paid attention to who was talking to who. And then they would separate and separate and separate until no one could understand what any other person was saying. Language and education is power. And having now English as our standard language, I can't wait until we have a Democrat to reverse that mess. Because it's funny, in other countries, they celebrate the knowledge of other languages. And taking linguistics classes and even writing my book, I'm learning about different cultures and their language and things like that. And even the languages in our names mean things. Our names have significance. But a lot of the cookie cutters can't stand saying a name that's not in the Bible, right? They don't want to take the time to learn how to say those names, right? Right? But education means so much. And we need to make sure that we stay on it. And that's one reason why I'm going to keep talking about it. And I'm going to encourage the reading and also like watching educational videos, watching documentaries, learning, embracing, talking, and communicating. Because this next generation, ooh, millennials, because right now, like millennials, you're kind of like the core group that's parenting right now. Do your jobs. And I know I'm not a parent yet, but it's like babysitting and being a nanny and everything like that. I have witnessed some interesting things. Being a teacher, K through 8, who baby black Jesus, I have witnessed some things. I have met many of students, 8th graders who had 3rd, 4th reading level, and they're about to go to high school. They were about to go to high school. So yeah, and then I feel like after segregation, I thought we were going to keep going and striving and moving forward and everything like that. But yes, the cookie cutters were always fighting against us. They were trying to make sure they ruined us. And a lot of people, they didn't learn about the just the terrorism that we had to go through, the heartache, the pain, the massacres. It's like the heartbreak, the hangings. Oh, and speaking of that, many of the cookie cutters want to bring that back. Many of the cookie cutters want to bring that back. And the orange guy says he wants to even bring back, yeah, let's just say you, like back in the day when someone would come up and just stand there, and then a line of people would have their arsenal and all of them would aim at you. Yeah, he wants to bring that back. Yeah. It's like we need to listen and pay attention. I mean, I keep saying the 92% try to tell you because we did. And the more you guys say I didn't vote for this, you're lying. Because he hinted at his racism like throughout his presidency and before. The redlining and how he didn't want black people in his to live in his buildings. And then even on his show, how people were saying, yeah, we heard him say the N-word. We heard him say some racist things. But no one wanted to believe it. Oh no, not him. Oh, he's a Christian man. Oh yeah, the same Christian man who says he's gonna grab you by the what? Cheated on how many how many baby mothers does he have? And I'm not saying having multiple baby mothers or daddies is a horrific thing, but look at the Christian for the Christian community, that's not looking so good. Yeah, it's not looking that great. Yeah. So you might just want to, pay attention to that. You might just want to pay attention to that, right? So, and then also the fact that they want to take Greenland. And I'm going to do a video all about that because part of me is like, why in the world would Greenland want anything to do with us? It's like they don't have to worry about going bankrupt over healthcare. And if a child wants to get education, they can go for free. It's like they don't have to go into debt and worry about the payments. It's like if they're trying to better their future and their lives and to also embrace higher education, they don't have to go into debt. They don't have to be punished for wanting to be educated. And unless you're rich in America, sometimes it kind of feels like you're being punished for wanting better for yourself. And then even the housing, you don't own the land, you own the house, but not the land. It's like the capitalism in this country and the selfishness in this country. Because even looking at it makes me think about Hawaii and how a lot of the natives in Hawaii is like they're just kind of like stop, because many of the billionaires are now trying to buy and take up their land, but then their land ownership is different. But then the cookie cutters don't care. They're like, oh, it's different. That means I can take it. Oh, it's not by our laws and standards. Okay, I'm going to take it. Even though it's supposed to be your land, I don't care because my want is better than your need. My want is better than your culture and heritage. Because, yeah, with America, they only want to go by one cookie cutter culture. They don't like they only care about the diversity when they can take advantage of it and capitalize on it. So many times on Shark Tank, I see the cookie cutters bring up a product that you would see from another culture, but then they wanted ownership of this item. But then it was always interesting when would hear the sharks talking or mentioning, like, do you really know the history? Do you really know the culture of this product? Do you know where it originated? And majority of the times they have no idea. They have no idea, but they found a way to make money. And they change it in a way so that it could be cookie cutter friendly. But then also we have to remember it's like when like cuz the cookie cutters were trying to take like Mexico like and also like this a lot of some of these southern states were Mexico. But then they get so mad when people but yeah, I've talked about that enough. And I'll talk about that in another episode. But then the cookie cutters think they have the privilege. They can go anywhere they want and no one better question them. Because when Mexico in return started doing what America was doing to their people, Americans started spray painting and like damaging their buildings. And when they go to restaurants, they were complaining so much that the Mexican restaurants were changing their food for them. Other countries don't do that. If they can't eat your food, they don't deserve. No. If they can't stand a little spice, a little flavor, because a lot of majority of us, we've eaten their cooking. Yeah, pepper is spicy to them. A lot. Okay, this only hurts if I'm talking about you. So don't say like, okay, if you don't. Okay, okay. I'm just. This only hurts if I'm talking about you. Okay, and it's like try some garlic powder, try some onion powder, try some cumin, try like paprika, parsley. I mean, try different things to give your food some flavor. It's like try to step outside of the cardboard flavor section. Okay, okay. But basically, like, I'm gonna have so many talks on this because it's just really irritating when I keep hearing people say they did not vote for this, but then they didn't pay attention to the history. They didn't pay attention to the man that was running for office, and they didn't pay attention to the first time he was in office. And I've already said so many times, it's like when people kept quitting, they kept telling us, be careful of this man. You have no idea of the things he wants us to do. And the reason that I'm leaving is because I refuse to do the things, the crazy, awful, terrible things he wants me to do. But then this time he learned his lesson. He learned to only hire people that were or as awful as him and that would degrade other people and hurt other people for their advantage. Okay, but I'll continue this another time. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.